The sun has been active lately, not just by rising and setting and heating the Earth, but by ejecting lots of charged particles that can create beautiful light shows when they reach our atmosphere. Case in point, what starts as a pretty purpley night sky over Scotland and quickly turns into a dancing, dazzling display of pastel sky streaks. And if you've ever wondered whether auroras can be seen from space, the answer is yes. This video was captured by an astronaut aboard the International Space Station, showing ethereal earthly auroras behind and beneath the Soyuz space capsule that can ferry travelers to the orbiting laboratory. Matthew Dominic says he recorded the time-lapse while tinkering with a new camera lens he'd brought along to the ISS. Hi, I'm Carl Azuz. This is the world from A to Z with me, you see, and I'm happy to have you watching this Thursday. Next stop on today's tour of world news takes us to the secretive nation of North Korea. We say secretive because its communist government strictly limits the media, what people hear, what they see on the news, and it doesn't allow other countries' reporters to go there, move around, and cover events freely. That's significant now because severe flooding has taken place. Days of heavy rain have left thousands of homes underwater and thousands of acres of farmland flooded. But if people have been killed, the North Korean government isn't saying it. If help from other countries is needed, the North Korean government isn't accepting it. It's working to show it can handle these challenges alone. The Associated Press reports that flooding is common in the country this time of year, that North Korea doesn't have the infrastructure, landscaping, or drainage needed to cope with heavy rains. Its government-controlled media are showing their leader meeting with survivors and greeting cheering crowds. But critics in other countries are concerned that if he refuses to accept help, there might be victims who don't get what they need.
On his emerald green bulletproof train, loaded with supplies from the capital, Pyongyang, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un is portrayed as a hero on state TV, traveling to areas devastated by flooding. Record rains left entire towns and villages underwater, just miles from the Chinese border in the northwest of the country. State media reports thousands of evacuations, but no deaths, a claim impossible to verify with no foreign aid organizations allowed in. Kim delivering a defiant speech from the rail car carrying his armored limousine, declaring with confidence North Korea is fully self-reliant, rejecting all offers of international aid, even from allies China and Russia, at least for now. Some fear Kim's deepening military partnership with fellow strongman Vladimir Putin could be giving his economy and confidence a boost. Russia effectively vetoed United Nations sanctions monitoring earlier this year, opening the door for illicit trade, the U.S. says, perhaps emboldening Kim to shut the door on international aid. Kim blasted South Korean media for speculating about massive flooding casualties, calling it a smear campaign from a dirty rubbish country. South Korea's unification ministry accuses Kim of trying to shift focus away from the devastating flood damage, visible even in these carefully edited state TV images.
On this date in world history. A lot of international changes took place on August 15th. We told you yesterday how India achieved independence from Britain on this date in 1947. Korea also became independent on August 15th. The year for that was 1945. And Korea achieved that independence from Japan, which had just been defeated in World War II. In fact, this was the date when Japanese Emperor Hirohito announced over the radio that Japan had surrendered. On this date in 1914, the Panama Canal officially opened to traffic. It was and is a major maritime shortcut, allowing ships to sail between the Atlantic and Pacific without having to make the long, dangerous voyage around the southern tip of South America. The 40-mile-long feat of engineering, which cost about $375 million to build, uses a series of locks to raise and lower water levels so ships can pass through.
Word of knowledge. Which of these monuments was sold at an auction in 1915? Eiffel Tower, Taj Mahal, Liberty Bell, Stonehenge. On a whim, and the equivalent of around $1 million in today's money, a British lawyer bought Stonehenge and later gifted it to the British public.
The story goes that he'd originally gone to the auction to buy curtains and instead surprised his wife with Stonehenge. The story also goes she wasn't happy about it. Anyway, the more research scientists do into the mysterious mass of monoliths, the more questions seem to come up. For instance, they've long believed that a large 6-ton stone in the middle of the monument was transported from Wales, about 140 miles away, though no one knows exactly how people would have done that roughly 5,000 years ago. But a new analysis published in the journal Nature found the center stone didn't match the geological makeup of Welsh stones. Instead, it matched the grains of rocks from northern Scotland, which is more than 400 miles away. How and why the ancient people who lived here managed to build this formation and what they used it for continue to enhance its mystique.
Where in the world? This is a relatively small country in southeastern Europe. It shares a border with Serbia, from which it achieved independence in 2008. Its capital is Pristina. This is the landlocked nation of Kosovo.
Vets from Denmark and Germany are in Kosovo, a small country just north of Greece, checking out the teeth and paws of a lion named John. Don't worry, he's just sedated. The big cat was rescued in 2022 from a local restaurant kept by the owners for customer entertainment. Now John is a resident in a local animal sanctuary, and he's an unusual guest here. Most tenants are brown bears.
At least once a year, we organize a check where we put the bears to sleep. We look at them closely, check all parameters, and use ultrasound equipment to examine how their internal organs are working.
The animal shelter, managed by Four Paws International, has been rescuing and rehabilitating burly bears over the past decade. 20 brown bears live there full-time, all receiving regular treatment. Most were captured from forests, taken by the locals and put in small cages for entertainment or to be kept as pets.
Yeah, a lot of things that really affect the health of the bears then in the rest of their life. And many of these bears, because they are really bored in there and they can't get out, they bite with their teeth on the steel of the cages. And the steel is harder than the teeth, and often these teeth, especially the canines in the front, break off.
After the bears are rescued, they're sedated and treated, and then transported to open enclosures before they wake up, where the bears get to live out the rest of their lives in new, spacious homes. John the lion can't be in the same enclosure as the bears, of course, and hopefully he won't be at the sanctuary much longer. The plan is to send the lion to South Africa once he's made a full recovery.
It's been said the best things in life are free, and that's gotta be true for the students of Mrs. Free. Great to have the Warriors watching from Harrison High School in Evansville, Indiana. In the city of Phoenix, Arizona, we learned that Miss Hansen's class is watching from Isaac Middle School. Love our viewers in the Grand Canyon State. And finally, let's go Lakers, the ones of Callaway County Middle School. Mr. Holtman's class is with us from Murray, Kentucky. Stadium food. It's come a long ways since hot dogs and Cracker Jacks. Concessions in large venues are getting creative to get attention and help fill the stands while they fill the bellies. At Truist Park, there's the 4-Bagger Burger, which is 4 hamburgers plus a pound of brisket topped with cheddar, peppers, spicy mayo, and onion rings. At PNC Park, check out the Renegade Dog, which is a foot long and features pot roast, onions, pickles, and potato pierogies. But a new dessert really takes the cake here. State Farm Stadium has unleashed the $15 cotton candy burrito. Fruit Loops, Fruity Pebbles, Skittles, marshmallows, M&Ms, gummy bears, and cotton candy ice cream, all wrapped up in sheets of cotton candy. How many calories does it have? All of them. And if the sight of a tough loss doesn't leave you feeling sick, that burrito could help, along with a popcorn utopia of concocted concession creations that come out of left field, but still cover the bases when it comes to stealing smiles, blocking arteries, relieving hunger, closing diets, and sending fans on a home run to recover from a grand slam of sweetness. I'm Carl Azuz for the world from A to Z, hoping the rest of your day is totally sweet.